Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be starting the process of decorating for spring, but before we are able to decorate, I do have some little thrift finds that I want to do some DIYs on because I feel like a lot of these are just simple basic things that you can find at like any thrift store and you can really zhuzh up your space a little bit but on a budget. So I wanted to share what my plans are for today. I have some really fun like budget friendly ideas for decorating and we're gonna DIY them for today so that tomorrow we can jump right into things and start actually like undecorating everything, pulling down everything, cleaning it off, and then actually putting up the pretty spring decor and just add some life into our home. So let's do this. Okay, so I am going to DIY some of the items that I picked up over the last few months. I did share a more full haul of some of the items that I'm not actually going to be DIYing, but I shared that in last week's video, so I will link that up here for you guys. These are just the DIY items that I picked up. So this one I'm actually not sure. I think I might not end up DIYing this, or at least I'm not gonna start off that way, but this was like $6.50, I think. It's so large and I think this is gonna look really pretty on the shelves. Because it's blue and I don't have a lot of blue, I was like, maybe I should paint the inside of this, but it's such like a kind of muted blue that I think it actually could work just as is. For now, I'm gonna leave it, but this is always an option to DIY later. Okay, so the first item that I'm gonna DIY is gonna be so easy. This is just a little $3 bird that I found, but I feel like these little figurines are so easy to find, but sometimes they come in different colors or just like with, I don't know, different things that like might not go with your style, but the shape of them are so cute. And especially for spring, I feel like little animals, like something simple like a bird or a duck or whatever, can be so fun for spring. You can set this on books, but because of the style of this one, which honestly isn't bad, I just feel like it doesn't match anything else that I have. I kind of go for more like natural elements. And so I want to paint this. I think this is so cute. It does have a little spot to put a little tea light candle. So I can either put that there or I think it just by itself, it'll look really pretty. Maybe I'll start with some gold. I think that'll be really fun. Just to do like a cute little dainty, delicate little bird in gold. Okay, so this one right here, obviously I already set my flowers in there just to kind of check them out, see how they'll look, which I'll talk about these a little later in the video, but they're so pretty. This, I was walking into the thrift store and I stopped in my tracks. I was like, oh my gosh, I love that shape so much, so pretty. I look on the bottom and it's from Pottery Barn. Like what? And it was $6.50 plus I had a discount code of 20%. It would honestly just be good to go like this because I do tend to go for gold as opposed to silver and chrome. I do want to actually tape this off and I'm just gonna spray paint the little rim on top and the base, a nice pretty gold that will match everything else and just kind of bring everything together, because anytime you can use repeating colors or repeating textures throughout your space, it just makes everything feel a lot more cohesive and not mismatched. That way you're not forced into like just getting sets of everything that feels like you bought it that way at the store, but it looks more curated, but it looks very intentional. So I think that's gonna be beautiful with a new little coat of spray paint just on the base and the rim. All right, next up is actually something that I really shouldn't have had to DIY at all, except I was at the thrift store with my sister and I was talking to her and I was showing her something and I dropped this cutie little candlestick and it broke. So that's fine. But just to note, like if you find something like this at the thrift store or something of your own breaks, you can easily just glue it back on, or you can always just tuck it to the side or to the back. And honestly, like you would never even know. All right, this one right here is just a pot, but this one I found at the thrift store and I'm not actually gonna DIY this, but one of the greatest things that I figured out is you don't have to actually repot your plants. You can literally just put them inside of your new planters in their nursery pot. And I've honestly found that my plants are much happier that way because it creates like natural drainage. And then you also don't have to have a saucer on the bottom, just find a pot with no hole in the bottom and it'll keep your surfaces from getting wet by watering it. But then it's kind of like the best of both worlds. And then when you do want to change it out, you can just actually get a new nursery pot, or then you can put like some gravel or whatever in the bottom. With spring decor, I feel like anytime you can add plants and life into your space like that, that is a wonderful way to do it. Also, you can add color. Let this time of year be an opportunity for you to expand with color and just kind of experiment with that. But one of my favorite tips about plants is I do not go ever to like a nursery, like a plant nursery, because I want my plants to not be babied. I want them to be like rough and rugged and tough. So I will always pick my plants up at like the grocery store randomly or Walmart. The reason for that is because at my home, I really don't know that much about what I'm doing with plants. I'm just kind of winging it. And so I don't want to take a plant that like is only surviving because it was totally babied and the person knew exactly how to take care of it. But a plant at Walmart I know was just watered randomly and like that was kind of it. So I feel like it's more durable and able to survive my home better. So that is my trick. If you're especially like new to plants and you're not amazing at them or you just don't know everything there is to know, go to Walmart. One, they're affordable and they're so pretty, but they are actually going to be able to like survive in your home. And then look at this guy. This one is so pretty. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's some type of monstera, I think. Anyway, I thought it was so pretty. And then this one is one of my favorite kind of plants. It's a Chinese money plant. I think it's also known as like a pancake plant because the leaves kind of look like pancakes. And I used to have one and I think it didn't really survive the move here, but I loved it. This one, I do not even know what it's called, but it was pretty, so it came home. Okay, the next DIY is like DIY used very, very loosely. One of my favorite ways to change things out for the seasons is just by changing out your artwork. And the nice thing is you can find frames for dollars at the thrift store and then you can just keep reusing them and all you have to do is change out your art in them. Really quick and easy, very affordable. But one thing that I wanted to share, because I typically always go to Etsy and I will search, you know, maybe like vintage spring prints, digital downloads, whatever I'm looking for. But then I just pick what I want, I download them, and then I just get them printed off at Walgreens or somewhere local like that, which is totally fine and totally easy to do. But I found something that will make it even easier. And that is literally buying the prints already printed out and everything from Amazon. I will have it linked down below along with anything else that I can, but like this one comes with a bunch of 4x6s. They're kind of like cardboard, so you don't have to worry about fingerprints. They're pretty durable and they have a bunch of different options, but like how pretty are these? And it just takes like all the work. Not that it's a lot of work to do the other way, but it's the 5x7s. That is not sweet. And then it even came with some 8x10s. It looks like 3 8x10s. And then I actually just have a binder that I will store these in when they're out of season. And then I go back like for the fall, I just go into my binder, see what I have and pick from there. And then the same thing with winter and all the other seasons. But this is obviously a frame that I found from the thrift store, but I thought this one was so cool because it's not just a frame. Inside of it is actually a box. So I thought how perfect. I can pick what print I want to put on top and then I can put the leftover, the extras right in here. And I can even put the 5x7s in here too. So this is not a box that I can technically link. I'm sure I'll be able to find something similar, and if I can, I'll link it for you guys. But this is just something like I've seen things like this at the thrift store, but I thought that's so fun. But either way, like now I can put in prints in there. I can put in prints in this frame, which this is not thrifted, obviously. I found this months ago, but I just thought it was so pretty, like this organic shape. I love the uniqueness of that. And then this frame I found again, like months and months ago for $1.50. Honestly, I kind of almost think it looks like a baby frame, like something you put like your baby's first year picture in or something. But I love that it had this like checker look right here, but I don't really like that it's all just one tone. So what I'm actually gonna do is spray paint it so it kind of loses that like glistening pearl look on these, and it'll all be just kind of like flat and matte. And then on the raised checkered parts, I'm actually just going to paint that with some paint that I have. And I think it's gonna look so, so pretty and come out looking way more high-end and way more kind of elevated than it does right now. So when you're at the thrift store, don't look at things for what they are. Look at them for their shape and their functionality and their size and things like that, because the color and kind of like the uniqueness in that way can always be changed up. All right, and then I think for now, this is my last DIY. This is a really pretty basket, like a hanging basket. And I love that it's a circle like this because it kind of will replace a wreath that I can have on an interior door. The thing is, these flowers right here are like totally fake and I'm not a fan of them. And actually they're missing a ton, I'm just realizing. But the nice thing about this is if you see something like this at your local thrift stores, you can just actually pull out the flowers themselves and then replace them with whatever you want. So I think I'm going to pull them out and replace them with some dangling like greenery. And I think that's gonna be so, so pretty to keep on our interior door. So anyway, that is all the DIYs that I have today. Now it'll be so nice because either tonight or tomorrow, I'm gonna start pulling everything down, wiping everything off, and we'll get to decorating. And then I also have some fun recipes to share with you guys, so I think it'll be a lot of fun. Today we are decorating for spring and I'm so ready for it. Here in Arizona, we're already getting into like actual spring, almost like slight summer weather. Like we're having to turn on the AC already. So I definitely want my home to reflect that. I've kind of talked about how I wasn't sure because of everything going on if I was gonna go ahead and decorate for the seasons, but there's so much up in the air. I just feel like I'm gonna embrace it and do kind of the little things that make me happy and always just make our home feel more like a home for our kids and everything. We'll actually get into doing a little tidy, just like all that stuff. I want to start out with a little simmer pot because I have two fun little ways to do this and I just thought it would be super fun because you guys know I love simmer pots. So let's do that first. Okay, I want to preface this with saying you can definitely do your simmer pot the traditional way on the stove. You just turn on a pan, you add in a few ingredients that will smell really good, some aromatics, and then you're going to pour that with water and just turn it on low. You just want to simmer it all day. My mind forgets things. I will leave it on all day long until it's like bare, there's no more water. I like to use a mini crock pot. It just works so much nicer. It doesn't seem to get rid of the water so quickly. And then I like that also I can just unplug it, plug it back in the next day, refill it with water as needed. So this one, I will link down below if I can. You can use it for years, it's amazing. But I also got a little candle warmer. I know these are very popular. I'll link this one. I thought this was so darling. It's just kind of like petite and cute. Turns off to the side. You can get this in like black or gold. So obviously you can use this with a candle and that'll work beautifully. But I also saw something, I don't know if it was on TikTok or Instagram, but you can basically do your own little simmer pot in here. It's kind of a little bit more subtle. So I think especially if you don't like as much scent, this is definitely gonna be a great way to go. This one I feel like would be perfect for like any Pyrex sized dish, but I just happen to have these little mugs that I actually use for overnight oats and it fit perfectly in here. And look how darling that is. So I might use these in like different spots, but I'm just gonna put the same scents in today, but I just wanted to show you like there's two different ways to go about this. So let's get into it.
Far from shore, and I can't float no more. If you leave me, I might drown, but I can't breathe when you're around. Anyway, I feel like things don't feel right, no. This house don't feel like home. But when the sun down, I stop bleeding sundown. I still need your sundown. I can't see your sundown. I call your name. I stop bleeding. I still need you. I can't see your face. I call out your name. Thoughts, they all about you. I still see my arms around you. Like those nights we sat in silence, watching sunsets back in time. I go back and forth inside my mind. I slowly start to crack. I still got my soul and heart attached. It's irrational, especially since you're outside my league. Like I'm the national. Guess that's why I dodged it from the start. Like I just passed go. Should've took the chance. Those minutes made me feel like Astro. Left the house and played the game, but lost it on the last round.
All right, so comment down below. Let me know, what is the weather like where you live. Here in Arizona, we are already getting into like hot heat. I won't say it's summer heat because I don't think we've quite broke 100 yet, but we've gotten very close, and it's only getting hotter from here. Like by this time next month, we will be, I feel, in full-blown summer, or what most people would consider full-blown summer. And honestly, I'm here for it. Like, you will not hear me complaining about the heat. I will complain about the cold, even in Arizona, but I am a summer girly. Like, I love the weather here, and so I'm here for it. I've been cold all winter, and I'm ready for the summer warmth. But anyway, of course, I had to take a moment to rearrange the living room. I feel like I do this at least once or twice a year. It's just nice. That's actually one of the reasons I love having two separate couches as opposed to a sectional, because it does just give you that versatility to kind of move things around. So I wanted to do that, and I really like this look. I kind of scooted the couches in a little bit closer to each other so they almost give like a sectional feel, and I just feel like it makes it feel a little bit more cozy in here. And then the next step is actually just to go ahead and pull all of the decor down. Now you'll see a lot of this home decor actually being put back up on the shelves later on in the video, but I do think that anytime you're redecorating for a season, even if you are reusing the same decor, it makes a big difference to go ahead and start from scratch. That way, when everything gets put back up, it always gets put back up in a different configuration, and it makes it feel brand new.
With a way back to the stars, we are the dreamers, we are the dreamers, we're the fire that lights up the dark, millions of faces, every place, one beating heart. With the lines in between, in the shadows we glow as the world falls asleep.
So all of this decor is stuff that I put up actually right after the new year. Like as soon as I took away all of the Christmas stuff is when I put all of this home decor up, and I've loved it. I feel like it was just pretty neutral. It honestly could have just kept up for spring, maybe just added in a few other live plants here and there, but I did kind of just want to do a full refresh, and I'm so happy I did, because you'll see, but everything turned out so cute. And I'm just really trying to embrace the little things in life right now. They give a little bit of joy because everything has been so chaotic and a lot of not joy. So any little joy, I am taking advantage of it. But anyway, I was talking to my mom the other day, and she was talking about how spring is almost like more of a new year. All the flowers are blooming, life is happening. It almost just seems like a bigger refresh than the actual new year itself, because in the new year, you're still like in the dead of winter. And I loved when she said that. I just totally resonated with me, and it made me feel like spring can actually be a perfect time to reset. I know a lot of times we get really stuck in like the new year reset, which is great, but I feel like we can definitely have a spring reset that is just as great, if not better, because we almost had like our own little practice run in the new year, and a few months later we can do it again for real. So if you have any New Year's resolutions that you haven't tackled, or you just want to work on continuously, or you want to do a little better, let me know in the comments. I know for me, I'm still working on my words that I shared with you guys, one of them being courage, and I've really been leaning into that one this year. And another one for me is just trying to figure out what is going to work for myself with my Hashimoto's. I have been on the struggle bus just in general, but also with like all the stress, and my cortisol levels have been high, so nothing has really been working lately. And so I don't know, I feel like I'm almost starting back at square one, but here's to spring resets.
Say you don't cross my mind, but we both know it'd be a lie. And I don't get to talk about the past, cause I know that's no good, but maybe we could talk about now. I dream about getting back together sometimes, like I forget the way that you hurt me like it was nothing. Oh, I cried into my pillow for you. It's true, you knew, but you're all I'm thinking about tonight. I thought that I would hate you, but I don't. You're still the one I want when I close my eyes. And now I'm thinking of she got a new life, but I bet she doesn't make you smile like I did back then. Oh, I can't resist one more touch of your skin, one more late night, you know I will give in. This ain't the last time, I say last time. I dream about getting back together sometimes, like I forget the way that you hurt me like it was nothing. Oh, I cried into my pillow for you. It's true, you knew, but you're all I'm thinking about tonight. I thought that I would hate you, but I don't. You're still the one I want when I close my eyes. And now I'm thinking of you, oh God, why?
All right, everything's looking nice and clean. It feels so good. You don't have to clean when you decorate for the seasons, but I feel like I really can't enjoy the pretty decorations when I don't like start with a clean space. I can't talk. Anyway, I just went and ran to Walgreens and I picked up some really pretty prints that I ordered. So what I do is I just go on Etsy, look up digital downloads, and then whatever you're wanting. Like I looked up vintage spring digital downloads and I came up with, all right, I found a bunch. They're only a couple dollars, and then all of these I think was like $15, and I got some 8x10s, some by 4x6s, but I got those, and then I wanted to show you guys. I'll turn you around and show you a good shot, but some of these things were like the DIYs that I just did. Some were things that I've like thrifted that I actually didn't have to do anything to, which is also kind of fun. And then obviously over here we have all of the decor that I pulled down. So I've talked about this before, but a lot of my decor that I have up, even the decor that I'll use for spring, is like everyday decor, but I make it feel fresh by adding in like more pops of color, more florals, more lively things like plants and things like that. But then a lot of my basics can really kind of go all year round. And I love doing that because then you're able to really make the most of your decor just by pulling everything down and changing it up, and like even putting it in the same place or in different places, not the same places, putting it in different places can actually make it feel like a totally new space. So anyway, I just wanted to share that, but let me show you what we're starting with and then we'll start putting things in place, and I'm really excited.
We don't need a night light, cause we're already glowing in your lifetime. No one's ever shown you what we're showing tonight. Let your young eyes light up the night sky. We ain't even scared of the monsters in our closets they're made up. We ain't hiding out tonight. Yeah. Let your young eyes light up the night sky.
Who cares if we're famous? Cause the stars already know what our name is. And it's starting to align. We'll be lighting up the night. Nobody gon' tame us. No fear, we ain't scared of danger. So give it your best try. Can nobody stop us this time? So I'ma let my chest poke out just a little. I'm headed to the top, can't stop in the middle. We are on the rise, so keep watching the skies.
We don't need a night light, cause we're already glowing in your lifetime. No one's ever shown you what we're showing tonight. Let your young eyes light up the night sky. We ain't even scared of the monsters in our closets they're made up. We ain't hiding out tonight. Let your young eyes light up the night sky.
I feel like I often share the same tips over and over again, but they're just like basic tips. I really try to play around with height and also a lot of texture. I think texture is a great way to add a lot of interest without making things too busy. And then I'll also go back and forth. Like on one shelf, I will have one grouping or 3 groupings depending on the size of shelf. And then on the next shelf down, I'll have like 2 groupings. And I kind of stagger those like that. And again, I play with height. A lot of it is really just once you get it up there, if you like it, if you like how it looks, then you're good. If you don't, then keep on playing with it until you do. And you don't even have to get it on one day. You can definitely take a few days to do this. Also, I feel like I was a little in my feelings on this day and just feeling lots of different things because this very well might be the last time I decorate these shelves. It also might not be. We don't really know, the timeline of anything, but as I was decorating them, I just kind of had that in mind, and it was just very bittersweet to me. So I'm very happy with how everything turned out. And if this is the last time I decorate these shelves, then I feel like at least I really enjoyed this process, because I was like blasting music. I was just having a good time, and it brought me a lot of joy in this day. So I hope that that does come through on this video, and you can get a lot of the good vibes that I was feeling on this day. I love how this is turning out so far. I feel like there's so much life everywhere with like all the plants and just the little pops of color. It's very subtle still. It's still very neutral, but I love it. I think it's turning out so pretty. On to the other side. So for me, if I do not have a specific print that I really want to use in a certain frame, I will actually just put up a completely empty frame. That way I can play around with the orientation of the frame, and I can just kind of change it up like where exactly I want it. And then once I get the frame itself all set up, then I can customize the frame with the specific picture that works in that spot. So since I wasn't really sure exactly what picture I wanted, that's what I did here. And then from there, I just started gathering some different items that I was feeling kind of drawn to and that I thought I might end up using on the shelves. And again, I feel like decorating is really just a fun, creative thing to do. So don't get too serious with it. Play around until you like it. The rules are guidelines. They are not hard rules. They're meant to be broken. So just have fun with it. Also, I wanted to say, if you are feeling like your space is feeling too cluttered or something, or it's just kind of sitting there not really looking that interesting, a lot of times if you put a tray down or you place some items on top of coffee table books or whatever kind of books you have, that can actually ground the shelf or the area that you're working on. You can see that I use that trick in a few spots on the shelves, and it really does make a big difference. This print is fun just because it kind of reminds me of like where my brother and mom live in Montana. It's like out in the country, the mountains are right there, and it's perfect for spring. It's like bloom. We're a little ahead of them because they're still freezing and needing some warm weather, but we'll have it here for them.
I still can't say, 'cause every night it's a fight and I'm in my way. You know it's hard to admit when you're so afraid, but I've been trying to open up, baby, I've been trying to open up. We got a path to the line, tell me do you want.
Okay, these coffee table books are so cool because on the outside they look like everyday coffee table books, but on the inside they are blank, which is really fun because one, they are actually a lot cheaper to buy, so you can get more coffee table books for your money. But another thing that I love about them is if you have younger kids, it's like built-in coloring books, but that you can keep out all the time. So they can always go to them, they can always color in them. I just think that's like so fun. So I will link these down below. Otherwise, you can always find really great coffee table books from the thrift store or even like TJ Maxx. They have them on discount sometimes. So you can find them all over the place. Amazon has a bunch, of course, but I love them because you can really customize whatever you're interested in. Like if you really love plants or you really love home decor or you love cars even, like you can change up your interests and it just adds more and more personality to your space. Like when I went and decorated my sister's home a few years ago, they love golf, and so I got them some golf coffee table books. Like it's just really fun to do stuff like that.
Jump right walk it out and fly away. Now you got me dreaming. It's not about where we are today. The future holds a meaning. We got a path to the line. Tell me, do you wanna cross that bridge? Saying it's about time. All in love, I'm lost in the song. Jump right into the pool of your eyes. I don't wanna keep you waiting. No, I gotta make you mine. We got a path to the line. Tell me, do you wanna jump right into the rest of my life?
Okay, and then this throw blanket right here, I actually saw this on Carrie Lynn's channel. If you guys don't follow her, you have to go check her out. She's amazing. I just love her. And she found this at Walmart, and as soon as she shared it in her video, I was like, that's perfect. It's like the perfect neutral. I love that it's a knit blanket, so it's very cozy, and it's just a perfect like all year round blanket. And of course it's Walmart, so it's affordable, but I will link this one down below. It also came in other colors and designs, but if you're in need of a good summer throw, this is perfect. Okay, so for the coffee table, I want to make it a little extra. I love this coffee table. This is a Restoration Hardware coffee table, but don't worry, I didn't spend like $2,000 or $4,000 on it. We found it from Facebook Marketplace for a steal, like a couple $100. It's in like really pretty good condition. It is a little scuffed up here and there, but it's kind of like the vibe of it, so it goes. It's a little bit rustic, but I love the size of it. With the size of it, I feel like we still have enough room if I kind of go a little extra on decorating. So this is a vase or a vessel, I guess, that I got from World Market. It was on clearance for like $12 or $10. It's like, I don't know what it is exactly, but it's very heavy and very nice quality. These ones I just found at a thrift store for like $4. These are $3 each from Walmart, and they're actually really, really pretty. Of course, you got to make sure like you bend them around and just kind of give a little life to them, but once you do that, they actually look really, really pretty. So I think I'm just gonna kind of mix these up, but I wanna do a lot of florals here, and I wanna do a big vase so that it gives like a big presence on the coffee table, just so it really screams spring. Also, I will say these are pretty long. I would maybe like 1.5 feet or 2 feet tall. It's a really good size. And just to give you a good idea, this is, like I said, a large vase, but this is what it would look like with just 3 of those stems from Walmart. So actually pretty good, but since I have these, I think I'm gonna go ahead and add these ones in from the thrift store.
Stay by my side and I promise, make it right, make it right. Let's keep loving on straight. It'll get better when I start. No more hurting, no more pain. Baby, I know it in my heart. I know it in my heart.
These are like Real Touch tulips. So this is 3 bundles. Obviously there's like 3 colors. I got brown, off-white, and like this light pink color. I think this is so pretty just to kind of change it up, which I love having something on the table, whether it's fruit or whether it's something just decorative like this, but I like to have something really simple on there. So I have a tray that if we're eating at the table, we can just like lift the tray off and be good to go, versus having like a bunch of different things. We can just keep it very simple and go like that. And I actually might do that, but I'm gonna try offsetting it and putting something else over here first. So I feel so silly. I didn't realize this until later on this evening, actually, when I moved the little candle warmer into the guest bedroom. But the arm on the side actually twists and moves up and down, so you can add a taller candle if you want. It's really, really nice. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that because at first I was thinking, oh, you can really only use really small candles with this, and that was kind of a bummer. But you definitely can add height to it to accommodate taller candles, which is great. And then I actually ended up putting this cute little mini lamp from Walmart. I think this was around $10. I just put that there, and I have loved having this like cute little space. We don't have to have any other lights on in the kitchen, and it just gives a little glow, or like when I'm cooking dinner. I don't know. I've loved having a lamp right on the counter in the kitchen. It's so fun. Also, I just wanted to share that at the very end of this video, I'm actually going to be sharing a really, really yummy recipe. So definitely stay tuned for that. It's so, so good, you guys. Okay, I saw this. I think it was just on social media, and then I found it on Amazon, so I will link this below. Let's test it out, and then I'll tell you how I actually like it. But it's cool. It's like a pearled candle or something. These are like little wax, bitty, tiny little beads. I believe you can get different scents. I think you can get different colors of the wax. So you can use whatever kind of dish you have. It almost feels like you're playing with sprinkles. I can just already tell. You're not gonna wanna put this in like a high traffic area where it's likely to tip over. Or if you have little kids, you're not gonna wanna put this down low where they can reach it, because this is like a kid's dream, and with that, like a parent's nightmare, because one, it would just waste everything, and two, you're just gonna have to clean up all of this with a few passes of the vacuum. So, but oh my gosh, this just is so satisfying to do. And it kind of looks like snow. I just got the white. So what I've seen done is then you just cut your wick to, I guess, like whatever height you want, and you just stick it straight in. And basically, then when it burns, you actually can just take out the wick. Any melted wax will come out with it, and then you just like re-flatten it and add your wick again. So it looks really cool, but let's test it out together. Okay, I got this little pitcher from the thrift store, and I thought it was really just pretty and dainty, and I thought it'd be perfect to put put fresh flowers in. We're going to transport these guys into there. I think this water is pretty fresh. Plus it'll kind of encourage me to have fresh flowers. And then I want to show you guys. So this has been pretty much just for look. I burned it, and it burns so incredibly fast. But I went to TJ Maxx, this was back in the winter, and this is just the Sand and Fog brand, but I feel like it lasts for a long time. The cool thing is you can actually light these ones, and while this probably took a total of like, I don't know, 5 minutes to burn down this much. This one I have used on different nights in a little candlestick, kind of like romanticizing life a little bit. This one I've burned for like multiple nights for like 20 minutes at a time. They all seem like they're gonna be the same, but I had a theory and I proved it right. Like the quality of candlesticks that you buy, if you're actually gonna burn them, if you're not gonna burn them, then don't worry about it. Just get the cheapos. But if you're actually wanting to burn them, then definitely get a more high quality one, because it will have like significantly longer burn time. And these are not even crazy high quality ones. I think they're just more like not really bad quality ones, you know? Okay, so this is something that I ordered actually a while ago. It was on sale, and so I got this. It's really cool. It's like a picture frame. I think you can also just put in your own frame if you don't want to use the glass. I just have a picture here. You just, a little sticky on the back, you use a little piece of tape, and it's kind of like a floating frame. You set that up, and then you have this top piece that slides here and holds it in place. You just kind of tighten that down, and look how pretty that is. And now you can move both of these to be like higher or lower, but I just think that's so pretty and just very simple, like not overdone, because there's no heavy frame, but it's just like very unique. So anyway, I think this little frameless picture frame is so cool. I'm going to show you how to make my favorite muffins. I used to make these for my kids all the time and I kind of forgot about them, but I'm going to show you how to put them together really quick. They have pretty minimal ingredients and they are so moist and delicious. First, you're going to grab a medium to large mixing bowl, 2 cups of whole wheat flour. If you don't want to do all whole wheat, you can do 1 cup whole wheat and 1 cup all-purpose. Goes in. Next, we're adding in 3 teaspoons of baking powder. 1, 2, 3. Next is half a teaspoon of salt. Then we're going to give all of our dry ingredients a nice little mix. I love the coloring of whole wheat flour. I feel like it just makes you feel fuller longer. Once you have that done, you're going to make a little well in the middle. And inside that, we're going to add in half a cup of milk. This is just homemade almond milk. Super easy. I'll have to share how to do it if you didn't see my YouTube video. You can use whatever kind of milk you like. Oh gosh, pull a little back out. Then we're gonna pour in 1 cup of applesauce, and this is going to replace a lot of the oil. 1 cup. Then we'll add in a 1/4 cup of oil. Then you're just going to mix all of this together until everything's nicely combined. Now this will feel like a little bit of a dry batter, but don't worry, it's gonna turn out beautiful. So you can see how dry it is, like it's pulling away from the edges completely. Don't let that worry you. Next, we're actually going to add in 1 cup of frozen or fresh blueberries, or you can even do mixed berries. It's okay. Then we're just going to go ahead and fold the blueberries in. Next, you're just gonna grab a muffin pan. I love this one. It's from Walmart and it's just a silicone one. It makes it super easy to get these out. I am gonna give it a quick spray just for reassurance, but a lot of times I don't even bother with that. This is how the dough is looking, by the way. Now, my favorite trick for muffins, also I do this for pancakes, is using a little scoop. It portions them out so perfectly. A little dollop into each. Like I said, it's been a lot of years since I've made these for my kids, but I'm guessing that the amount I made them before, they're actually all gonna remember that I made these. It'll feel very nostalgic for them. I made some really yummy animal crackers, but I didn't cut them out, and my kids loved them the other day. I'm really getting back into like a lot more homemade snacks for them, and they are here for it. Then in a different bowl, we are going to make the streusel topping. So you just need butter, cinnamon, and some brown sugar. I am going to eyeball this, but you do a 1/4 cup of butter. I feel like at least half the world's brown sugar is hard and crunchy like this. Kind of a generous amount of cinnamon just because I really like cinnamon flavor and there's lots of good health benefits from it. But now you're just going to top all of your muffins with this mixture and it'll kind of melt into it. So don't worry if it's not like perfectly spread on there. And I do have my oven preheating to 375. And then we're gonna pop them in a 375-degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes until they are perfectly cooked. All right, let's check and see. They are done. Oh, they smell so good. You guys have to make these.